You're 18 years old, healthy, and you can't get hard when it matters. You think you have erectile dysfunction, but what you actually have is mental dysfunction. In this video, I'm going to describe how you can fix this because I've gone through this as well several times with different girls, and it really destroyed me. It really destroyed my confidence and self-esteem for months. It's actually quite an easy fix, without any pills, without any hacks, completely naturally. So watch this if you're struggling with this. It's a very easy, simple mental fix that you can do. Before we start, if you want dramatic results like this, tripling your testosterone, because chances are testosterone is playing a role, a small role, but it's still playing a role in your kind of performance anxiety, your mental dysfunction with girls, click the link in the description below. The value of this is a lot, and it's only $10 a month. So what you need to understand with this issue specifically of performance anxiety, you don't have something wrong with you. So 90% of the time, the issue is with your brain. So I've tried to draw a little pie chart to replicate this. The 90% is all this red. So only the blue bit is what's actually probably physical testosterone, blood flow issues. But 90%, 99% of the time, it's 90%. So the mental is what the focus is going to be on this video to help you fix that mental aspect of sexual activities and your self-esteem and your self-image. So it's actually quite an easy thing when we know that it's just mental. So when we know that physical, because physical health can be quite intricate. There's a lot of factors at role. There's a lot of factors at play. There's a lot of things we can look at. But mental, it's really just your brain and how you think in certain scenarios, what positive and negative thoughts you have. So it's quite easy to kind of trigger a specific response that we want in this scenario. So mental is 90%, as we said, and these are the steps to fix the mental aspect of this. So what you need to understand when this happens to you. So say maybe you're in a sexual encounter with a girl and you are so anxious and you are so like in your own head that you literally can't get hard at all. And this isn't a physical issue, as we've discussed. This is your mental, because your body goes into a sympathetic nervous system arousal, and this is the fight or flight, and you physically cannot achieve a boner if you are in this fight or flight state. Because as we've seen through evolution, if we were in this state thousands of years ago as cavemen, this would be the state that would be in when a tiger was attacking the cave, or when there was an encounter with another tribe. So basically what your body does, it says to itself, there's an issue here, there's a threat, push all the blood to your organs and to your legs so that we can run away quickly. It doesn't push blood to where you want it. So that's why it happens. And it's because of your brain. It's not because you're not having enough Viagra. It's not because you don't have enough fucking nitrates in your blood. Although that may be an issue, but 90% of the time it's this. So these are the kind of thoughts that you're probably having. If it happens once, you'll think to yourself, oh no, it's going to happen again. Remember what happened last time. Don't let this happen again. Why is this broken? Why is it not working? Happens again and again and again, and you get into this negative spiral. So it's like a negative feedback loop that just feeds into itself and doesn't help itself whatsoever. And it looks something like this. This is what the negative spiral will look like. So it literally just goes down and down and down and down until you're here and you're thinking, oh, my last resort, I'm going to have to resort to taking these pills and doing all this, and there's something seriously wrong with me. But it's actually much, much simpler than that. So the first step to fix this negative spiral, to fix these thoughts that you have. So currently, this is a pedestal. This is what I've drawn as a pedestal. Currently, you're putting, I'm sure you've heard the expression, you're putting a pussy on the pedestal. So you're putting it right here. I won't draw a pussy. I'm just going to draw a fucking circle because that's just going to be weird. And if the pussy is here, maybe you've put yourself down here. So you haven't really, when you're in these encounters, you don't think of yourself as the kind of prize and kind of, well, basically, in life, just in life in general, you should think of yourself as a priority because it's your life. It's no one else's life. No one else is living your life. You're doing the action. You're doing the speaking. It's you. So it's a selfish frame of mind, but it's the correct and the most healthy frame of mind to have. Because if you revert these and if you put yourself on the pedestal and maybe you put the pussy on the pedestal down here, it's a much healthier frame of mind to have, because you don't pedestalize, you don't think someone's some special kind of untouchable being. Everyone's human, and you're a human as well. You're the most important human in your life because it's you. But everyone else, other girls, maybe if you're in encounters with girls, they're not special. Don't think of them as some special mythical creature. They're normal people like you, like me. They think the same. That they have brains like us. They have bodies like us. They breathe like us. They're not some untouchable. Just because you've come into an encounter with an attractive girl, it's not some. They're not some they're not some unicorn. They're not some mythical creature. This would happen to me. I'd be like, my frame of mind would completely change when I was with a girl like that, and it would seriously damage my self-esteem and my confidence, because I'd think, whoa, they're above me. But no, they're not above you. They actually have many insecurities like you. So if that's another way, that's something else to think that could actually really help. Just keep in mind that even the most attractive girls will have tons and tons and tons of insecurities. They might think that they're fat. They might think that they're ugly. They might think that, they're whatever. Tons of insecurities. So more than you probably realize. That's something that I realize as well, that even the most attractive girls, normally they have more insecurities than the less attractive ones. So negative spirals exist, but also positive spirals exist. So we can also get into this. We can also make it look like this. We can also get boosts and boosts and boosts instead of the drops. So things you can think of: relax, she likes me, I have high testosterone. Same things like I have X can actually really help, even though maybe you don't have high testosterone at this point. That can actually reframe that belief system that actually kind of tricks yourself into thinking that you do. Belief is a very powerful thing, and if you trick yourself and if you trick your brain to saying something like this, even though maybe you don't, that can actually really work. There's nothing wrong with me, things like that. So you're kind of telling your brain to think. You're telling your brain to send different messages to your body, and saying something as simple as thinking to yourself, relax. That can actually make a big difference in your sexual encounters. Even something like, I don't care what happens. If you tell yourself, I don't care what happens, you're more likely to get into that parasympathetic nervous system arousal. Just to quickly show you, if you don't know what parasympathetic and sympathetic is, I did this in a previous, it was, what the hell was it? This one, I think. So the difference between parasympathetic and sympathetic. So these are two sides of a coin. These are two different things. And we want to be in this one when we're in sexual scenarios, because if we're in this one, we'll do the shoot, which is actually the ejaculation. And this one is the point. So that's the boner. So when you're in this one, that's the cause of all like premature ejaculation and everything. And this one is the calm nervous system, relaxed arousal that you want to be in for most of the time. That's relaxation, that's stress. So physical is 10%, and we're going to go over this briefly because it's not as important as the mental. So this is what I call the testosterone pyramid. This is something that I basically, anytime anyone asks about testosterone, I refer to this. And this is the order of priorities of testosterone. So as you can see, number one is the most important. Number one, it's the biggest surface area. It's the foundation of the pyramid. This is our lifestyle and behaviors. Number two is our diet. Number three is our supplements. Number four is drugs. Now, what I did, and what I'm sure many people do, which is a fucking stupid thing to do, is to skip straight to number four. Take Viagra. That's the instant thing that men go to, I'm sure, when they have these kind of negative situations. And that actually doesn't do anything, because what Viagra does is it maintains an erection for long. It doesn't give you one. So it doesn't get you into that parasympathetic state. So if you're in that sympathetic state, that fight or flight state, regardless, it's not going to give you one. It's just going to maintain one when you do get there. So that doesn't actually help. So what would help more is chilling out. That's what would help more. This is the behavior. This is the top one. And then if you want to look at specifically increasing testosterone, we first look at our lifestyle and behaviors: sleep, exercise, training. 2 is our diet, cut out the man-made shit. 3, supplements, some specific things to free up more testosterone that I mentioned before. If you want to learn more about that, click the link in the description. There are some things that you can take that basically, so if you have total testosterone, I'll show you quickly here. So total testosterone is 98% of the testosterone in your body, and we only actually use 2%, which is called free testosterone. So if you picture this little bit here as free testosterone, the rest of that is your total, and you don't actually use that. That's protein bound to albumin and to SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin. So all of this here, this is 98%. This your body doesn't use. And there are some supplements that you can take that actually free up more total and give it to you free. So what it would do is something like this. Hold on, that didn't work. So what it would do instead of, it would make that section a bit bigger. So it might look like that. So that's what I've done, some supplements I take. One of them, you can have a look, it's called stinging nettle root. So look in the description if you want to learn more about that. So basically what we need to do, addressing testosterone, all you need to think about really, forget about 2, 3, and 4, just focus on 1. If your sleep is shit, just sleep a bit better. That will help massively. Just do a bit more meditation. That will help massively. Just focus on your breath. Just chill out a bit more. That will help massively. That's a lifestyle kind of frame of mind that you can change. Also ties into what we've discussed before, all the mental tricks that you can do. Focusing, improving your self-image, taking the pussy off the pedestal. That's a massive lifestyle switch that you can do. That you don't pedestalize women. You know that they're normal people. You don't obsess over them. You don't goon and wank over them. This is the negative. So yeah, so the mental side and the self-image side and the confidence side is a huge area of this first priority of this lifestyle and behaviors. So just to round it off, if you like what you heard in this video, and if you want a complete guide to triple your testosterone, so what I did was I tripled my testosterone in 3 months. I got it from 217 nanograms per deciliter, which is extremely low, to this, which is almost outside the range, and I got it from 8, so free testosterone, what we discussed, what your body actually uses, to 21.3, which you can see is outside the range. So if you want to do this, click the link in the description. What this does is it takes you to an online school community which tells you how to do this in more dummies guide detail. It has specific pathways that you can use. So actually what I'll do is I'll quickly show you what one of the pathways looks like. So I'm inside the community here. So if the biggest issue of my life, I'm extremely weak and I want to get stronger, and getting stronger will increase your testosterone. So what I do here is I have firstly a module on training, 20 minutes, which has training programs linked in there as well, which are all customizable. I'm not going to show you them actually. So you can run through this, you know how to train, you start getting stronger, you start getting bigger, you start eating better, because you have a complete module here on how to eat to gain mass and to be healthy, not just to gain mass, but also being healthy and optimizing your testosterone. Then we have a module that I've added here kind of for fun, that how I grew my legs to be able to leg press 400, 500 kilos. And then this one is all about how to optimize your testosterone specifically. So bonus tips you can take, supplements. So this is, look, you can see this is the pyramid that we've talked about: lifestyle and behaviors, diet, supplements. I don't look at prescription drugs because that's the last case scenario. So this is what I've talked about, and there's extra resources here as well. And yeah, that's all from me. I hope you found that useful, and until next time, bye.